Welcome to new topic electrical safety. Introduction. Lesson objects. First, identify major electrical hazards. Second, describe types of electrical hazards. Third, describe electrical protection method. Fourth, recognize employer requirements to protect workers from electrical hazards. Definitions. Electricity. Movement of the free electrons between atoms. Related terms. First, current. The movement of electrical charge. Second, resistance. Opposition to current flow. Third, voltage. A measurement of electrical force. Fourth, conductors. Substances such as metals that have little resistance to electricity. Fifth, insulators. Substances such as dry wood, rubber, glass, and bakelite that have high resistance to electricity. Sixth, grounding. A conductive connection to the earth which acts as a protective measure. Electrical hazards. Most electrical accidents results from one of the following three factors. First, unsafe equipment or installation. Second, unsafe environment. Third, unsafe work practices. Electrical hazards. Be safe is the simple abbreviation term to remember electrical hazards. B. Burns. E. Electrocution. S. Shock. A. Arc flash or arc blast. F. Fire. And E. Explosions. Burns. Most common shock related injury. Three types of electrical burns. First, electrical. Second, arc flash. Third, thermal contact. Following image shows the injury from the electrical shock. Electrocution. It is fatal, meaning to kill with electrical shock. Results when a human is exposed to a lethal amount of electrical energy. The following image shows a worker is exposed to a electrical shock. Shock. First, body comes part of electrical circuit. Second, reflex response to passage of electric current through the body. The following image shows the current flows through the human body. Arc flash or arc blast. Arc flash. Sudden release of electrical energy through air when a high voltage gap exists and there is a breakdown between conductors, gives off thermal radiation, heat, and bright intense light that can cause burns, temperature as high as 35,000 degree Fahrenheit. Arc blast. High voltage arcs can also produce considerable pressure waves by rapidly hitting the air and creating a blast. The following images shows first arc flash and second image shows arc blast. Electrical fire. First, most results from problems with fixed wiring. Second, problems with cords, plugs, receptacles, and switches also cause electrical fires. The following image shows the electrical fire in the switchboard. Explosions occur when electricity ignites explosive mixture of material in the air. Note, electricity is source of these hazards. All hazards are of equal importance. Lessons focuses on eliminating electrical hazards. The following image shows the explosion in the transformer. Contact with overhead power lines. Overhead and buried power lines carry extremely high voltage. Risks. First, electrocution, that is main risk. Second, burns and falls. The following image shows the electricity flowing through the material and the person direct to the earth, which can cause burns or electrocution to the person. Cranes are not only the equipment that can reach overhead power lines. Use of ladders or suspensions in a man basket under or near power lines are risk. The following image shows the crane boom is in a contact with electric power line, which can cause shock to the people working around the crane. Safety warning sign should be placed near the work site. Important. The covering on an overhead power lines is primarily for weather protection. Therefore, workers need to know that if they touch a power line covered or bare, death is probable. The following image shows the common type of power transmission lines. Overhead power line precautions. First, contact utility company if minimum distance cannot be maintained. Second, do not operate equipment around lines unless authorized and trained. Third, use extra caution with tall equipment, ladders, poles, scaffoldings. Fourth, use non-conductive tools. Fifth, use and adhere to warning devices. Sixth, use a spotter when operating cranes or booms. Seventh, avoid working in poor weather. Contact with energized sources. First, the major hazards. Second, electrical shock and burns. Third, electrical shock occurs when the body becomes part of the electric circuit. The following image shows the electric current flows through the human body to the grounded metal, which can cause electrical shock and burns. Severity and effect of an electrical shock depend on a number of factors. First, pathway through the body. Second, amount of current. Third, length of time of the exposure. Fourth, whether skin is wet or dry. Water, great conductor, allows current to flow more easily in wet conditions and through wet skin. Damaged or bare wires. Fault current may travel through a body, causing electrical burns or death. If first, power supply is not grounded. Second, path has been broken. Third, there are live parts or bare wires. Extreme conditions and rough treatment can change electrical equipment from safe to hazardous. Following image shows the damaged wires which can cause the fires. Improper use. Extension and flexible cords. Care, connection, capacity. The following image shows the improper use of extension or flexible cords. Power strips. First, can be overloaded because of multiple plug arrangement. Second, most have overload protection but often malfunction causing fire. Third, use fixed wiring when possible. Following image shows the multiple plug arrangement which can cause fire due to overloading. Portable heaters and appliances. First, manufacturer recommendations not allowed. Second, do not plug into a power strip. This causes overload and fires. Electrical protection methods. First, maintain safe distance from overhead power lines. Second, staying away. Third, following table shows the safe power line clearance distance for various line voltages. Electrical protection methods. Use ground fault circuit interrupters GFCI. First, designed to protect people from electrical shock. Second, detects ground faults and interrupts electric current. Third, limits duration of electrical shock. The following image shows the GFCI equipment. Electrical protection method. Three types of GFCI. First, receptacle GFCI. Second, temporary or portable GFCI. Third, circuit breaker GFCI. Following three images shows the three types of GFCI. Electrical protection methods. Use power tools and equipments as designed. First, follow tool safety tips to avoid misusing equipment. Second, follow manufacturer's instructions. Following images are the common examples of misused equipments. Tool safety tips. First, never carry a tool by the cord. Second, never yank the cord to disconnect it. Third, keep cords away from heat, oil, and sharp edges. Fourth, disconnect when not in use and when changing accessories such as blades and bits. Fifth, keep damaged cords out of service. Sixth, avoid accidental starting. Do not hold fingers on the switch button while carrying a plugged in tool. Seventh, use gloves and appropriate footwear. 8. Store in a dry place when not using. Following images shows the unsafe and misuse of electrical power tools. First, never carry a tool by the cord, and second, never yank the cord by the wire. Electrical protection methods. First, don't use in a wet or damp environments. Second, keep working areas well lit. Third, ensure that cords do not cause a tripping hazard. Fourth, remove damaged tools from use. Fifth, use double insulated tools. Follow lockout or tag out LOTO procedure. Lockout or tag out. First, it is essential safety procedure. Second, protects workers from injury while working on or near electrical circuits and equipments. Third, prevents contact with operating equipment, parts such as blades, gears, shafts, etc. Fourth, LOTO prevents the unexpected release of hazardous gases, fluids, or solid matter in areas where workers are present. In the following image, the high voltage electrical main switch is protected with the LOTO procedure, where lock and tag are present. Power source identification. First, mark all breakers accordingly for the circuits they protect. Second, mark all disconnect means accordingly for the equipment they service. Third, identify all voltages with proper labeling. Employer requirements. Employer requirements to protect workers. First, ensure overhead power line safety. Second, isolate electrical parts. Third, supply ground fault circuit interrupters GFCI protection. Fourth, establish and implement an AEGCP Assured Equipment Grounding Conductor Program. And fifth, ensure power tools are maintained in a safe condition. What is Assured Equipment Grounding Conductor Program AEGCP? First, if an Assured Equipment Grounding Conductor Program is used in place of ground fault circuit interrupters for ground fault protection. Second, the following minimum requirements apply. Through additional tests or procedures are encouraged. Third, keep a written description of a program at job site. Outline specific procedures for required equipment inspections, test and test schedule, and make them available to OSHA and to affected persons upon demand. Fourth, designate one or more competent persons to implement the program. Fifth, OSHA defines a competent person as someone who is qualified to identify hazards and be authorized to take prompt corrective measures. Sixth, visually inspect all cord sets, attachment caps, plugs and receptacles, and any equipment connected by cord and plug before use each day. Seventh, if you see any external damage such as deformed or missing pins, damaged insulation, etc., or discover internal damage, take the equipment out of use until it is repaired. 8. Perform two OSHA required tests on all electrical equipment, a continuity test and a terminal connection test. Tests are required. First, before first use. Second, after any repairs and before placing back in service. Third, after suspected damage and before returning to use. Fourth, every 3 months. Fifth, maintain a written record of the required tests, identifying all equipment that passed the test and the last date it was tested or the testing interval. Personal protective equipment for electrical works. First, cotton protective clothing with long sleeves. Second, helmet or hard hat. Third, goggles for eye protection. Fourth, gloves, leather or rubber. Fifth, hearing protectors. And sixth, safety footwear. Thank you.